Hello everyone. Today we learn the concept of repetition in C++. So repetition generally refers to the capability of the code or the set of actions to be performed a number of times. For example, in simple term, if you write a code and you add two numbers, so you take the input from the user or you initialize the numbers, and then you perform the set of action, you add those two numbers and you return the result. So that is simple, a single time job or a single time task, right? So in the concept of loop, what we do is we perform the action a number of times. That means a simple loop body consists of the action to be performed, and that action is performed in an iteration, in a looping mechanism. So that looping mechanism refers to the repetition. So it's a simple action or a series of action, you can say, that is performed a number of times. Okay, so pre-test and post-test loops are important in the sense that we divide the basic loop in C++ into these two categories. So we have the pre-test and the post-test loop. The very basic fundamental difference between these two loops is we have the pre-test loops, or we can say when we test the condition, when we test the looping condition before the execution of the loop body, then it is termed as a pre-test loop. For example, if I want to add up the numbers from 1 to 10, but on the condition, on the basis of some testing expression, so I have to test that testing expression, and if that testing expression is true, or if it is tested first and it becomes true, then only I will be executing the loop body, otherwise I will not execute the body of the loop. Okay, so in case of the post test loop, so in case of post test, what happens is you execute the loop body once and then you test the testing condition, then you test the expression, and the next iteration is tested only after the result of that expression that was tested. That means in each iteration, the loop action are executed, and when you have to perform the next loop control statement, then you test the expression. Then you test the expression, and if that testing expression becomes true, then you enter the body of the loop again. So let's explore this concept. Okay, so if you see this diagram, the pre-test loop. So in this pre-test loop, you have the condition, and in case the condition turns out to be true, then you perform the set of action or you perform whatever code that you have written. So this is the pre-test. You test it first and then you perform the coding action, then you perform whatever expression or whatever set of actions that you have coded. Okay, so in case this condition turns out to be false, so what if it remains false, or on the first test itself it turns out to be false? So you don't enter this loop body, you come out of this expression and you exit the loop. So this is all about the pre-test loop. Okay, so if in comparison, if you see the post-test loop, so in post-test loop, what happens is you have a set of actions. So all these actions become a part of the loop body. Okay, so you enter the loop body once and then you test the condition. And if the condition remains out to be false, then you exit the loop. But if you can clearly observe here, at least once you are entering the loop body. Okay, so